Alright, hello my lovelies. We are going to try something new today with this pick a card reading. All you are going to see is the cards, that way I can make sure that you see the cards and you feel the connection. There's plenty of videos with my face in it, so let's just show off the cards this time. I have 5 decks in this pick a card reading that are going to be helping us out. I will list them in the description. We are going to go ahead and just get started. This pick a card reading is a general reading for the second half of the year 2019. Right now it is close to the middle of August. We have already passed just by a little bit the halfway point of the year. So we're going to go ahead and just see what the rest of this year is holding for us. Alright, so starting from my left to right, this is pile number 1, this is pile number 2, this is pile number 3, this is pile number 4, and this is pile number 5. And so on these, I'm going to let you take a couple seconds without the objects on them. And for those of you that do like to pick with objects on the decks, I will put them on in just a second and we'll do it again for you guys. Right, so go ahead, take a few deep breaths, really feel out these decks, close your eyes, go with your gut instinct, whatever you gotta do, just pick the one that feels right to you. Alright, perfect. If you guys have picked your pile, the time stamps will be in the description below. Feel free to skip ahead. If you would like to try it with the objects on it, we have a thimble, a button, a hook pin, a zebra, and a key. So remember, pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, number 4, and then finally number 5. So go ahead and take a moment, observe the piles, close your eyes, take some deep breaths, really decide which one is right for you, and then we'll get going. Alright, perfect. Let me clear these piles real quick, and then we are going to get started with those who chose pile number 1. Remember, this pick a card reading is all about the second half of 2019. Alright, and this was the thimble pile. Alright, so, and each deck pile is a little different. Usually, when doing big readings, I would try to make them all equal, but this time the decks were really like, the guides were very different about each pile, so this will be really interesting. Alright, so the first cards that we're pulling up, I really feel like this deck is going to show us the focus for the second half, so let's see what they come up with. Okay, so surrender. And I will show you the cards as I'm laying them out as well. Assessing. And power. Wow. Alright, so let's just go over these cards real quick, see what comes up. Yeah, so I really feel like pile number 1, these cards, I remember they kind of jumped out like together immediately. I really am feeling like you're assessing what's going on right now around your life, and you're assessing what you want and your needs. You're also assessing the situations around you. You're trying to figure out what you can control versus what you can't control, and figuring out what you just need to let go of and what you need to trust in the universe for. And that's where this surrender card is coming in as well. And it's really like, you can see it looks, it's a beautiful card. I mean, they're all beautiful, but rendering, if I could talk tonight, she's surrendering to the higher power. She's realizing like this behind her, she's letting it go. She's not holding on to it anymore, so that way she can get this divine light and she can get this divine guidance, and she can be on this divine journey, because she is moving forward into this in this card. And then the third card from this deck is the full moon card. It is power. And by surrendering, she is gaining the power. She is accepting what she can control and what she cannot, and what she needs to trust in the universe. She's accepting all of this. She has accepted her past. She has accepted her future, at least her future that she knows so far. And it is giving her the power to be herself, to lead her life, and to take control. All right. So I think that's enough of that so far. I feel like we're probably going to come back and touch on those cards again. But so these second cards are the chakras that need to be focused on right now, and the areas of your life that need to be focused. So the first one is, let me show you, is quest, and that has to do with your throat chakra. And then the second one is discovery, and that has to do with your root chakra. And these cards, I mean, they kind of tie perfectly in with this, like going on that divine journey, giving into the higher power, giving into the elders around you, the wisdom around you, the guidance around you, to be on this quest, to accept it and to move forward. You guys are really, really, really on this divine journey, and I really love it. I feel like if I were watching this, this would be my pile as well. And then discovery, like giving into this higher power, discovering what they have to share with you, actually stopping and listening to the messages, meditating, taking the time to get to know who you are and what you are supposed to be doing on this planet right now. All right, now for our tarot cards. Ooh, oh boy. Ooh. All right. So the first tarot card that comes up is the Six of Pentacles. And once again, all of these decks will be, I'll list them on the description. So the Six of Pentacles is a financial growth card, as well as a manifestation card. Like the Pentacles is a financial suit, essentially. It's very kind of career-based, very mastery-based. So what I am feeling is, you know, this divine journey, you're probably going to have some sort of career change or some sort of calling to something else. Don't be afraid of that. Just like, obviously, you know, you don't always want to jump in full force without knowing that you have your deck stacked. But in this case, it may not be a bad idea to take the leap. Use that at your own discretion. Obviously, you know, this is a general reading. It's not gonna, every single thing is not gonna work for everybody, but that is what I'm getting. And honestly, I always take this card as like, you're literally manifesting money growing on trees like that. Like, you're mastering what you need to master to be able to have what you want, to have that abundance, to have that ability to do what you want when you want, that ability to help the people you want to help when you want to help them. Like, you don't have to sit there and look at them and be like, okay, like, yeah, I can help you, but I can't help you till next week or this or that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but if you're on this divine journey, then chances are you're supposed to be helping people. You're supposed to be leading people. Like, you have the power to lead people. You're on the quest to do it. You're discovering who you are and what your purpose is. So take the time to dive into this. Take the time to delve into it. You don't have to leave exactly what you're doing, but I mean, maybe it even has to tie into it. It just needs a little tweak. Figure it out. The next card is the Nine of Cups, which is also a fantastic card. It's more of a harmony and a bliss card, and things are going to be falling into place for you. All of these are full cups. Like, every thing that you are doing and working towards, it's either going to fall out or fall into place. But the only things that are going to fall into place are the things that actually fill your cup. The things that actually make you feel whole. The things that actually fulfill you. And so that's an amazing thing to have in life. And that's an amazing thing to look forward to. The final tarot card I have for you, pile number one, is the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is it's a destiny card. It plays in with this. And it just kind of ties together that this is the journey you're supposed to be on. You are on the right path. Like, I don't think I can say it any other way. Just keep going. There's going to be bumps and bruises. There's going to be struggles. There's going to be some boulders to get over. Just know that you're not alone. There's a lot of people going through this right now. A lot of people. You are special. You're needed. Maybe you're a light worker, an empath, or something totally different that is just as well needed. Maybe you're a witch or a psychic or an alien or just someone special. Maybe you just have a story to tell. You have a story to share that's going to help someone else. That is so important. We need so many people like that right now because so many people are waking up and they're releasing a lot and they need help. So you are on this divine journey for a reason. All right, these next cards I have are angel cards. So these are messages from your angels, from your spirit guides, ones that they directly would like you to be focusing on in the second half of 2019. Know that these cards are just here to support. They're here to support. They're very important. And I'm sorry, I'm really just taking this in because this really would be my pile. So the first angel card is friendship. All right, so this card is reminding you not to take for granted the people that are around you. In these journeys, it can get very hard and almost very lonely. Even when you have people around you that are going through similar things, like, you know, not everybody talks about it because sometimes, you know, there's stuff going on that you're like, man, like, people are going to think I'm crazy or they're going to think I'm weird. And so you may not tell people, but know that you're not alone. Like, you have these people around you and they're going to be an asset to you. Don't be afraid to open up. I mean, obviously, like, you know your friends better than I do, but there are definitely some people around you that are there to support you. They're there to help you through. Maybe they've already been through it and that you just don't know, or maybe you do know, and you just haven't told them yet because you're like, oh, they're going to say this or they're going to say that, or, you know, I'm not sure if this is what I'm really going through and I don't want them to assume it because I don't want them to, you know, get all excited, just get disappointed. Whatever it is, let it go. You know, go to those people who you feel like would support it regardless, or those people you might be a little nervous of, but you're like, no, like, I really do think they'd support it. They're there for that. Do it. Wow. So the next card you got is divine timing. Right, divine timing. Another card just saying, like, look, it's all falling into place. Like, normally, a lot of times when this card pulls up, it's saying, you know, you have to be patient, you have to wait. But really, this all together is saying your time is now, okay? You need to get past this assessing and surrendering phase, which is totally fine and totally normal. Everybody has it. But you're almost at the end of this. Like, it happened immediately. So you're almost at the end of this. And then all of this is going to come into play. And everything, a lot is going to open up to you. Like, a lot. Whether it's psychic ability, psychic gifts, stories to tell, you know, the career path that, you know, you're really supposed to be on, or the one that you're going to end up on. Not that you were on the wrong one, but, you know, maybe you have a different one coming up. All of this stuff is happening with divine time, and it could even be relationships, like love life. A lot of people are meeting, you know, soulmates and twin flames and all of that, and going through the karmic lessons they need to go through, or going through the chasing and running phase that they need to go through, so they can get through it, get past it, so that way they can start helping people with it, and, you know, being together to help the world and all of that fun stuff. So everything that's going on right now is really, really based on divine timing, and you are really at a great place right now. You just really need to practice that manifestation and that releasing, getting past that assessing phase. So, you know, getting past what you cannot control, because that's one of the biggest things, is letting go of control. Like, knowing what you want, figuring out how to manifest it, but also trusting that the universe is hearing you. And sometimes I know that can be a little confusing, but trust and believe that it does work in the end. So the final angel card I have for you is you are loved. All right. So you are loved is saying, and this kind of goes hand in hand with that friendship card that we were talking about, with the the feeling of, you know, you're not sure why people are reacting the way they're reacting, or you're not sure how they're going to react, and you're kind of nervous about it. Everything that they're reacting with, they're reacting out of love. Even if, you know, maybe they don't totally communicate how they're feeling at first, or they, you know, they kind of seem off about it. They're doing it out of love. They're concerned. And you know, like, that may be one of the worries that you had that we were talking about in friendship. But know that they're going to come around to it. What you're essentially doing for the people that are like that is you're kind of planting seeds for them to come around to this type of thing, to come around to the awakening type, to come around to the divine journey. And they may have already, you know, thought about it, they may have already looked into it, and they may just not have been sure of it. But seeing other people go through it is going to start planting those seeds, and eventually they will or they won't support it, but they're going to at least have the knowledge of it, and they're going to accept that you do it because they love you. They may not want to hear so much about it at first, or, you know, they may kind of like listen to you, but you know they're not really interested. Just let it happen, and then anything they come back with, advice-wise, you know, you take with a grain of salt. You decide what to keep and what not to keep. You know, what's going to benefit you, and what are you like, okay, like, I know they love me and they're concerned about me, or, you know, I know they love me and they have good ideas, but this just isn't for me. You have that power. All right. And then, so these final cards they're my Astro cards, and they're just going to give kind of a more realistic-ish view on things. They're very grounded cards. And so they're kind of this is the general, what it is realistically. So the first card is opposition, and it stands for balance. And down below it says relates, mirrors, interacts, confronts, makes conscious, manifests, there's manifesting, disciplines, conflicts with, tests, objectifies, and calls out. So immediately this card is telling me, one, that, you know, you are still in that assessing phase, and that is what part of this second half of 2019 is going to be all about. Like, these three cards is what it's all about. So this matches the assessing phase, and it matches the surrender phase. What can you control? What can you not? You have to find that balance. Everybody does. It's your turn. And then that manifesting, in that finding that balance, what can you control that you can manifest? What do you want to happen? What do you want to have? Who do you want to help? And is it going to mess with, like, is the help you're wanting to provide, is that going to mess with the divine purpose? Is that going to mess with those people or those things in a way that maybe it shouldn't? Or is it going to help them in a way it should? And one of the biggest things that I've learned recently is, one, not everyone is meant for you to help. But two, in saying that, you have to realize that sometimes you aren't meant to help them. And when you aren't meant to help them, if you do, a lot of times it ends up backfiring or changing the plan, like changing the course in a way it wasn't supposed to, so it changes back eventually. So take that time to really figure out if you're supposed to be helping those people or doing what you're doing. And go with it. Just roll with it. Trust and believe the signs you're getting. If you want to help someone or something and you're like, man, like, I really don't feel like I should, but I want to, don't. If you're getting signs to help them and you're like, I want to help them, I know I should help them, or even if you're feeling kind of like, I don't know, but you're getting all the signs to help them, go with it. Try it out. Test it out. See what happens. The next card and the final card I have for you is the 6th house. It stands for craft. So it says work, details, health, well-being, diet, service, daily rituals, contribution, organization, purification, skills, apprenticeship, and method. And that comes back to this card over here, as well as a couple of the others, like discovery. In the, you know, you're mastering yourself right now. You're figuring yourself out. You're figuring out what you need, what you don't need, what you want, what you don't want. as well as mastering your career. You're figuring out where you're supposed to be. A lot of us probably are supposed to be in the health or healing field. Not even gonna die, no joke. That is and always has been one of the biggest growing fields, whether it's actually in like a hospital or it's maybe a holistic business on the side, or yoga or massage or this or that, or Reiki. So a lot of us are supposed to be in that because that, there's kind of a global healing going on right now almost, or there will be as we come into it more and more. So know that if you're feeling a pull to that, that's probably why. You're probably a healer or something of some sort that requires you to be in the health industry. That does not mean you have to be. That doesn't mean that you are. This could be any sort of craft. We need all sorts of people. We need speakers. We need health. We need people who know how to cook healthier food, because more and more people are starting to crave it. They're becoming bigger populations of people that are only eating healthy food. We need engineers. We need all sorts of things. So do not take the health just as that could be your career path. Health is also just taking care of yourself, because as you go through these awakenings, you tend to take care of yourself better and better and better. But all right, wow, group 1. This was a lot. It was really awesome. So let's just backtrack really quick, hit some quick notes. So you're going through the assessing, surrendering, and power phases right now, which are huge, all of them. You're assessing what you can and cannot control. You're going to surrender the control to the higher power. You're going to trust in the universe, and in return, the universe is going to give you the power to do what you need to do what you came to do, and to help you get an abundant life that you may or may not have been lacking up until this point. You are on this divine quest. You are in divine timing now. You are learning how to manifest what you need financially, lovingly, emotionally, all of it. Your cups are going to be filling here soon. You are on the destiny path. Everyone around you, or at least most people around you, are reacting to you with love, whether it seems positive or not. You need to assess what you need and what you don't from what they're telling you. But the people around you are loving you. They are friends with you. You can trust them. I don't get a huge sense that a lot of you are going to have a huge problem with the people around you. I do feel like there's going to be a few of you that have to kind of weed out the people a little bit still. But once you get to this point, a lot of times you're kind of already getting through the weeding people out phase. You're maybe at the end of it, or towards like the middle to end of it, or maybe you're through it already. So I don't feel like you're going to have a huge issue with that. You just have to realize that a lot of the people who aren't already in this journey as well with you, you need to take their advice with a grain of salt. Know that they love you, know they're responding the best way they can. Take it with a grain of salt. But all right, fantastic. If this resonated with you, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, so that way you can get updates on new videos coming, because I do have more, and I have a lot of spiritual videos coming out. I have some posted already. A lot of protection, guidance, stuff about my own spiritual journey awakening, so you can kind of see what I've gone through so far, so you can kind of relate, or, you can share your story with me if you want. Totally up for it. I also have services available. I have tarot readings, pendulum readings, mediumship, and I can connect with spirit guides and higher selves as well. I can do past lives, and I do spiritual guidance sessions where I help you along your journey. We kind of talk about where you're at, your goals, this and that, messages from spirit guides or higher selves, healing, all of that fun stuff. So if you're interested, message me. All of my information will be in the description. The decks will be in the description, and I really, really hope, this helped you out. Thank you so much for watching, Group 1. Have a fantastic rest of your night, day, evening, whatever it is for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. And on to Group 2 with the button. Remember where I was at. Here we go. Nope. Sorry, just moving them up in line so I don't lose track of what I'm doing. All right, so Group 2, my lovely, lovely number 2. Just take a sip of my drink real quick. Alright, the lovelies who chose the button. So this reading is all about the second half of 2019, what to expect, what to watch out for, what to expect, what to watch out for, what may be coming for you in a good way. Hopefully we'll find out. I don't sense anything real bad from group number 2, but I do feel like you guys have a lot to release, a lot to let go of. We will see. Let's find out. All right, so this first couple of cards. Oh, real quick. All of these decks that I'm using, I have 5 in this reading. All of these decks will be listed in the description below. So if I'm not announcing what they are, that's why. But okay, so let's get started. So these first couple cards are going to kind of give you an overview, as well as the last couple cards will give you kind of another more like to the point overview. So these first couple cards, Will, it's Beauty, and then Release. There we go. I guess I have a lot of stuff to release. Here you go. There's your sign. That was a lame joke. So I'm trying to lay them out so you guys can see them a little bit. And I'll work on getting this closer and such as time passes. So, Will and Release. I mean, the first message I'm really getting about this is you guys maybe, like, you know that you have this stuff that you need to release, but you're struggling to do it. You're struggling to find the will, to keep the will to do this. You know, maybe you're trying to hold on to some stuff. You're like, maybe it's a person, maybe it's memories, you know. You're like, if I let this go, then I'm not going to have this memory anymore. Or if I let this person go, you know, that I'm going to be alone. None of that is true. Like, yeah, you might not be in a relationship for a little while, but you're not alone. You have spirit guides, you have angels, you have friends, you have family. You have people who love you, who are surrounding you. And memories, no, you're not going to lose the memories. I mean, I know sometimes some of them may be not so great and maybe you do want to lose them, but for the good memories that you're trying to hold on to, or, you know, maybe pain is all you've known, and, you know, you don't know how to let that go, it's okay. It's okay to let go, and it's okay to go into the unknown. I know it's scary, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. You know, once you get past that first initial release, it all becomes a little bit clearer. The world becomes a little bit brighter. You start to realize why you want to release things more. Like, more than just, okay, just to do it. No, it actually benefits you. It makes you happy. You know, like I said, the world becomes brighter. It's almost like the grass just got 3 shades of green brighter. And the sky became so much bluer. You notice the clouds are a little bit happier. They look a little puffier that day. So there are reasons to do it. All right, I'm going to stop mumbling about these cards and we're going to move on. The second deck is all about your chakras that you need to be focusing on. What your guides want you to mainly stick with in this second half. So the first one is confusion, and this has to do with your crown chakra. I know crown chakra is usually shown as purple, but in this deck it is like a grayish color, because I remember reading the author says he chose grayish because that is what he was shown when he was creating the deck. So yeah, the crown chakra is grayish in this deck, but confusion. And so this ties kind of back with release and will, is, you know, you don't know why, or maybe you don't know exactly what to release, but you know you have things to release. So you're kind of trying to figure it out, or figure out how to release these things. And the second card is joy. So once you figure this stuff out, joy is what you're going to be having. But also the other message I'm getting with this is, sorry, I had to adjust myself a little bit, move around. is this is going to be a part of how you figure out how to release these things. Like, train yourself to get that taste of joy. I know that might sound a little weird, but start working on changing your perspective and your thought processes a little bit, so that way you can see. That's going to help you get the will, because you're going to see how you're going to feel. You're going to see what the world has to present. And yeah, you might kind of circle back into this a little bit, but you're going to remember this. You're going to remember this happiness. You're going to remember this woman dancing in the sunflowers, you know? You're going to remember that free feeling, that weight off your shoulders feeling. And you're going to want that back. So you're going to start trying to figure out how to get past this confusion to really, really start working on yourself and really start healing yourself. Okay, so the next cards I have for you, I know those were kind of short and simple. Honestly, each pile is a little bit different. Each pile is a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. I went only with what the cards were showing, or how many cards I was getting. I didn't try to force the deck. So I think you guys have a couple extra of a couple of other different cards than some of the other decks piles. But okay, so these next cards I'm going to show you are your tarot cards. These are going to be a little bit more perspective on the situation at hand. All right, so the first one is the Sun, which tells me you really are at this point of release. You know, you're not quite sure how to get through it yet, but you know that you're ready for it, and you know that you want to get through it. You know that there's something more for you out there. And this Sun, I mean, this is showing me like you can do it. And so is joy, like you can do it. You just have to gain that momentum. Gain that momentum to get through the confusion, and you will get there. So the second card you have is the Son of Cups. Typically a male, very creative, very kind of like diplomatic, emotional, but also kind of realistic. Like, he understands his emotions, he understands what he wants and needs, and he can take that step back to realize how to get it. And most of the time it's in a creative way. Like maybe he is the romantic in the relationship, or, you know, he realizes like, okay, like I know painting really helps me release things. And so he's an artist. He goes into these like artistic trances to release his emotions. And that could definitely be you. It could be someone that is going to come and help guide you. This is a general reading, so it's kind of going to go either way when I'm saying it, but you know which one resonates with you more, if it resonates with you at all. But so with this card, I would definitely suggest, if you feel like you are that person that maybe needs a creative release, because it is a huge, huge help, or it can be a huge, huge help, creative and physical release, it's great. Then dive into that, take that jump, because that's gonna help you heal. It can only help you from here. And if you're like, man, like that'd be cool, but I'm not a super creative person, I remember reading this thing once and I loved it. It basically said, act like your like 8-year-old self just got invited out to play. Go for it. Just let yourself have fun. Even if you get a canvas and some paints and you're just painting lines and stuff, at the end of the day, like when you look back on it, it's still gonna be something. You still did something. Even if you didn't feel like it was creative at first, if you look back, you're still gonna have some sort of picture. So just go with it, run with it, have fun with it. Right. The next card I got is the Mother of Wands. And this is... So it's a snake. Here, let me show you. I don't remember if... Okay. So the Mother of Wands, she's very loyal, very protective, especially of her family, and, you know, herself. Can be very creative. Snakes are very creative creatures. Especially with their patterns and everything, they definitely represent some creativity, which ties back in. You know, maybe you really do need to be focusing on some creative stuff. But it also looks like you're protecting yourself. Like I said, you might have that fear of jumping into the unknown and being kind of, you know, like a small fish in a big pond almost. You know, like you don't know really what you're getting into. You know, you can hope for the best, but you're not 100%. Trust in the universe. Like this girl in the release, like she is full on trusting. She has got her arm back. She is like, light, take me away. Butterflies, help guide me. You know, it's okay. It is okay to go into the unknown. It is not like the physical world where you're like going into a dark alley alone in the middle of the night, having to worry about something. It's not like that. You are jumping into the unknown with your spirit team, with your spirit guides, with the universe. You are jumping into the unknown, into arms that are waiting to catch you. So don't, you know, try to let go of that fear. Try to let yourself gain that momentum to get the will to keep going on this journey. All it can bring you is love and happiness. Like you'll have bumps and bruises along the way, but in the end, it is going to be so worth it. You're going to have the sun. You're going to have the joy. You're going to have the creativity. But okay, so these next cards are angel cards, and they are direct messages, like direct wants and needs for you from your spirit team. So the first one I pulled for you is you are understood. So this card ties back with that confusion card, and in the feeling like, you know, no one understands you, you're alone, you don't know how to get through these things. Know that the angels hear you. Your spirit team hears you. They understand the big picture. They understand what you're going through, and they understand why you're going through it. So even when you feel alone on the physical plane, know that you are not really alone. Your spiritual team has got your back. And if you ask them to send people on the physical plane your way to help you, they will get to work on it. So the second angel card I got is think about it. So the first thing I'm honestly getting is think about all of this stuff I'm saying. Think about all this stuff you're going through. Maybe, you know, you're kind of just listening to this to listen to it, but they really want you to hear what's being said. They really want you to relate it to what you're going through. You know, if you can take a look at this and, you know, kind of go back just a little bit, and you can be like, okay, yeah, like I see what she's talking about. I see what they're saying, this and that. Know that this is for you. Don't be sitting here thinking like, no, like, I don't know why I'm watching this. This doesn't resonate with me at all. When you can go back and you can relate this to what you're doing. But also think about your current decisions, and decision making, like situations around you. Does it serve your higher purpose? Is it going to make you happy in the long run? One of the most important questions to ask yourself when you're making big decisions is it going to make me happy? Will it serve what I want in life? Will it serve my higher purpose? Okay, the final angel card I have for you is health. Okay, so what you're doing around you, is it taking care of yourself? Are you taking care of yourself, or are you putting everybody first all the time except for yourself? You need to really take time for yourself. Take time to think about it. Take time to figure all this out. This is a lot that you're going through. It's not something to take lightly, but it's not something that's bad either. But you need to take care of yourself. You know, like if you're dehydrated all the time, you need to drink more water. If you're eating out all the time, like eating McDonald's every day, you know, maybe you feel like you need to start eating healthier. You know, you need to be taking the time to take care of yourself, and realize that, you know, if you don't take care of yourself, your body can't take care of you either. It can only do it for so long before, you know, you start to have problems, and then you're going to be wondering why you have problems, to look back on the fact that you chose not to take care of yourself because you wanted to put everybody else first, which is not an awful thing sometimes, but it can be when you do it all the time. I know firsthand. I do it all the time, or at least I used to. I've gotten a lot better about it. But, okay. So, on to the final cards I have for you, pile number 2. The astrology cards. Like I said, these are going to be, once again, kind of a general view of the second half of 2019. But they're a little bit more straightforward to the point. Not necessarily metaphorical or general as well. These are pretty direct. So the first card, the first card I have for you is the North Node, which stands for Destiny. On the bottom it says Soul School, Learning Curve, Fulfillment, Purpose, Maturing, Experience, Fruition, North Star, Process, Development, Practice, Path, Beacon, Blossoming, Becoming, Integrity, and Journey. Wow. Okay. So this is a card, once again, just saying that all of this is happening for a reason. You are perceiving this because you need to hear this. You're perceiving this because you're ready to hear this. You are not perceiving this, like you're not just listening to this to listen to this. As well as the stuff going on around you, the stuff you're going through, the problems you're having, the emotional struggles you're having. It's all part of the plan. I know it sucks. It's not always great. I will be 100% real with you. The stuff you're going through sucks. Everybody on this journey goes through it at one point or another. And it's no fun. And it's emotional. And you wonder why you're doing it. You wonder if you can keep doing it. You wonder why you even got on this journey sometimes. But know that it is for a reason. It's for a purpose. If there wasn't good things coming, you wouldn't have gotten good cards in this layout. You got good cards in this layout. Know that good things are coming. You need to get through this hump, and it's a tough one, but you can do it. So the next card is a great card to have. It goes, even has the creativity in it. Is Sextile, which stands for, and it's an opportunity card. So the bottom it says collaborates, assists, explains, provides opportunity, synergizes, creates possibilities for open doors, promises, brings insight to, communicates, welcomes, and develops. So like I said, this comes back to the creativity. It's opening opportunities for you. Remember when I said, you know, once you get the will and the momentum to do all of this, like more is going to come your way. You're going to be happier. The things that really serve your higher purpose are going to come. You're going to learn how to manifest those things. So that is something to totally look forward to. You've probably already gotten some sort of taste of it, and it'll continue to happen. Like you'll get little bits here and there to show you that you do still have something to look forward to. And then once you really get that momentum, it'll just keep happening and happening and happening and happening. And you'll start to really realize like, oh wow, like this is awesome. This is what's happening. I'm manifesting. I'm creating my life. I'm healing. I've gone through all of this stuff, and that's really the main goal here, is to heal from your past, release everything, everyone else, forgive yourself, forgive them, accept that what has happened has happened. It created who you are today, and move on from it. Learn how to move on from it. Create and manifest your destiny. Ooh. Sorry for my sound effects. Not really, but. So the final card I have for you, pile number 2, is Intimacy. It's the 8th house of astrology. And this card says investments, intensity, contracts, sex, erotic capital, secrets, mysteries, obsessions, inheritance, kundalini energy, stalking, and the underworld. So that is a powerful card to get. So that does kind of lead me back to the possibility of this creative person here being a relationship. You know, maybe they are going to help guide you. Either I would definitely say no matter what, you need to work on loving yourself more. And if a relationship comes your way, be open to the opportunity. But definitely work on loving yourself more. Know that you are beautiful. You are handsome. You have a boss personality that you have been hiding from the world. You know, open that up. Open up to the world. Open up to the universe. work on trusting the universe and trusting the environment around you to not always be terrible, to not always be the dark side. You know, delve into these good things that are coming to you. Take the leap into them so you can continue doing it into more and more and more good things. It's going to keep coming at you like that. But you have to accept it. You cannot shut it down. If you continuously shut it down, it will continually be to shut down. You have to change that perspective and that thought process. But okay, so I think that was a good kind of recap of this. But let's touch on just one or two more things real quick. So recap of your pile number 2. You're working on gaining the will to release everything. You're getting through the confusion. You're working through it. You're working through how to release all of this stuff. You're working through what you need to release. Your main chakra to work on right now is your solar plexus chakra. That is the one that's going to help you with your joy and your happiness and your emotions. In doing that, you are going to present yourself with a possible new love, more love for yourself, creativity, and the sun, which is an awesome card. It's so positive. It's basically saying that you're going to be radiating positivity at times, if not for longer periods of time. Work on, like, even, it's totally okay to protect yourself. Everyone needs to protect themselves. But work on letting your walls down just a little bit. Know that the universe has got your back. Your spirit team wants you to take care of yourself and wants you to love yourself. And they also understand why you're going through and what you're going through. And if you want people around you to help you out, they will send it to you. You just have to ask if you don't already feel like you have them. Ask them to show you the signs of who you can trust and who you cannot. Ask them to bring new people into your life if you want new people. Follow the signs because they're helping lead you to your destiny. They're helping you on your path. New opportunities are going to be opening up to you, whether that be in love or career. I feel like kind of both. But trust and believe that it's happening. And it's happening for the better. Just know that even if you do get into a relationship and it doesn't work out, that doesn't mean it wasn't supposed to happen. That doesn't mean there wasn't lessons to learn or things for them to help you with or you to help them with. And if it does work out for good and you get married and have kids and a family and whatever you want that makes you happy, or you travel the world together, absolutely fantastic. Go with it, run with it, love it. I feel like there's going to be kind of an even balance in here. So absolutely run with it, go with it, love it. And if this resonated with you, pile number 2, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I do have services available. I have tarot readings, pendulum readings, mediumship reads. I can also connect with spirit guides and higher selves and past lives, or I can at least do past life readings, as well as spiritual guidance. So if this resonated with you and you're really like, Shelby, marvelous Raven lady, I really have no idea what I'm doing, but I know that this resonated with me, I need help, message me. I have spiritual guidance sessions available. We'll work through it. We'll figure it out. I will help you out. And just message me and I'll give you all the details of what that entails. Email me, message me, whatever this platform provides. It was made for YouTube, so I think email. But yeah, all of my information will be down below, as well as the names of these decks that I use. Anyways, thank you for watching, my lovelies. Have an excellent rest of your day, night, morning, afternoon, whatever it is for you. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Cleaning up my pile. Cleaning up my pile. You guys remember that song? I know it wasn't about piles, but that was a good song. All right, pile number 3. So you guys know. With the hook. Sorry, I just took a drink of my drink and it was interesting. All right, so pile number 3. Little bit about the read. I have 5 decks in here. I will list them all in the description below. Sorry. The first and last deck are both going to be kind of general overviews of your second half of 19. Everything in between is going to be more focused, more direct about what is going on. But this first deck, this amazing, lovely deck. Ooh. All right. So let's get right into it. The first card you got is the Void. I know it's a very dark card. I know. There you go, so you can see kind of the picture a little bit better. All right, the Void. So, this card specifically, it's based off the dark moon, and it is a time of, it's almost like the Hermit in Tarot for those of you that read or watch regularly, pick card readings or get readings. Basically, it's saying, you know, it's time to kind of take time to yourself. It's time to think about yourself first, and it's time to figure out what you want and what you don't want that's around you. What is serving your higher purpose and what's not. Go ahead and cut ties to what's not. You don't need it anymore. That's why you're in this time period, because you're figuring that out. If you want to do it gently or abruptly, that's totally up to you and what you feel is best. You might even have a mix, like some things you cut abruptly, some things you cut gently. Totally up to you, whatever you feel is best. But now's the time to do it. By going through this, you are going to get balance in your life. Balance is going to be kind of restoring. I feel like some of you, if not all of you, are going to be doing some energy healing here. And so this balance, I feel like it also is, wow, I'm just having some issues. Sorry. I feel like this balance is also standing kind of for chakra balance and energy balance. Like you're really going to be helped in this time frame, just balancing everything, balancing your life, balancing your energy, balancing what you do and don't let into your life, how you protect yourself, and that sort of thing. Speaking of protecting yourself, your final card from this deck is Discernment. So through this time, you are going to be learning and starting to really, because I mean, a lot of us, we generally know what is good and what's bad. But, you know, sometimes we let it slide a bit for the people it is, or, you know, the situation it is, the job it is, whatever. You're going to really start using these discernment skills from all of this. And you're really going to start cutting out what you don't need, what doesn't serve you, what you do want, what serves you. Figuring out what that higher purpose is, figuring out, even if you don't totally figure that part out, you're going to start figuring out what is leading you to it. What's leading you to figuring it out, what you want, what you don't want. Okay, so that was pretty straightforward and pretty, I feel, informational so far. And I feel like this part, it's kind of already started for you, but be aware it can bring darker emotions. It can bring the feeling of, why am I doing this? Why am I here? You know, those kinds of emotions, but know that it doesn't have to stay that way. Use this time productively, at least to the best of your ability. If you want to have a day on the couch, or, you know, you want to take an extra long shower, or, you know, you want to kind of be alone for a while, that's fine. But use it productively. Try to, you know, at some point be like, okay, what am I taking from this situation? Try to get to the root causes. You know, just try to get to that root. Try not to let yourself just dwell on the emotion. Figure out why, figure out what you actually need from this. And I mean, what I'm taking is, you know, this time is giving you the balance and discernment skills. But try not to dwell in this time period for too long. Try to kind of pull yourself out of it quicker than most phases that you go through, because you really don't want to have to sit in that for a long time. So the next deck I have for you, and I only have a couple of cards from it, is the Chakra deck, and it's basically going to give you an overview of which chakras are really going to be affecting you in this second half of 2019. So the first one is your sacral chakra, the orange chakra. And the thing that is going to be affecting you most is self-worth, which kind of ties back to this void. Like, don't let yourself dwell in those lower feelings. Like, you are worth it. You're a queen. You're a king. You're a god. You're a goddess. You do not need to dwell in this. You need to let go of your past. And I know that might sound kind of harsh or brash to say, but that's the biggest message with this card, is you need to release the stuff that's no longer serving you, which is going to be all of that pain, all of those memories, all of those people you never forgave, yourself you never forgave, for letting yourself go through those, or holding on to them too long, or anything like that. This card, you have so much worth. You are worth so much. But if you keep holding on to this, like, you're going to continue to struggle to see it. Find that creative or physical release to help you. Find that person to talk to have coffee with. Go to that counselor that helped you 10 years ago that you stopped going to because you just did. You know, find that help and support that you're going to need. But also know that, you know, you have the power to do this. You have the will. You have the want. You have the need to do this. It's just getting yourself to take the leap into it. The second card is your solar plexus chakra, which is the yellow chakra. And what's really affecting you is dissipating. It's taking too long to do these things, okay? You let yourself get somewhat comfortable in this situation. You know, you don't know how to release it because maybe you're like, this is all I've ever felt. I don't know how to feel anything else. Yes, you do. It is already trained and programmed into your brain. You may have let people talk you out of it. You may have talked yourself out of it, but it is something that you're born with. You're born with the ability to be happy. You're born with the ability to do these things. And your true nature is love, light, and the highest vibrations, but you need to let yourself be free to remember those things. And to do that, you need to forgive yourself, forgive the people from your past, forgive the memories of your past. You don't have to let them completely go. There may be some good things in there, but you need to move forward, okay? So, these next couple cards are my tarot cards, and that is right, you guys are the short deck for tarot cards. For some reason, all your guys, like, it's very short and simple what your guides want you to know from tarot. So let's just dive right into it. So, the Father of Cups. The Father of Cups always gets me, like, because he's the black swan. You know, he kind of has this darker side to him. He has this mystery to him. But that doesn't mean he's a bad person. That doesn't mean he's a dark person. He just kind of has this, like, kernel of mystery. He likes to kind of keep to himself. He's more introverted, and this could definitely be you. It could be someone around you. This, like I said, this is a general reading, so some things are going to resonate, some things might not, and maybe everything will or everything won't for you. Take it or leave it for what you get from it. But I kind of, like, with the other cards surrounding this, I feel like this is you. So very introverted, can be very family oriented. Like, maybe, you know, you're close with your family, or maybe, you know, you've always kind of wanted that family, but, you know, you're just kind of stuck in this thing and you're like, man, like, I don't think I'm ever going to have that family. You will get it. Trust and believe you'll get what you want. And then, so, speaking of getting what you want, here is the Daughter of Wands, who is a trifle. She is not necessarily one you want to mess with, but she's one that you want. She can be a very spiritual, very knows what she wants. Sometimes they can be very career oriented, and very, very career oriented. A lot of times they settle down kind of late in life. So they're definitely not going to be the people that get married, like, right out of high school. Maybe not even right out of college sometimes. And this could even, like, yeah, it's kind of coming through now. Like, for some of you, this whole reading is pretty much going to be kind of relationship based. Like, maybe you're taking time from a relationship, because, you know, you're struggling, or, you know, maybe the relationship was kind of struggling for you. Because these two, like, don't get me wrong, these two cards can go together, but they can also kind of struggle together because she's very knows what she wants, gets what she wants, and he's very introverted, you know, very, even though he knows, you know, he doesn't always have the best skills to communicate it, while she's very, like, look, I waited for this, I know what I want, I'm gonna get it. So anyways, let's move on. So the next cards I have for you are angel cards, and these are, like, direct, general-ish messages from your angels, your spirit guides, and what they want you to be focusing on. A lot of these are mainly emotional, so, like, emotionally they want you to know this and that. But so that is what's going to be happening for your second half of 2019 with these cards. So the first one I got for you is believe in yourself. Okay, which comes back to the void and self-worth, you know, and even dissipating, like believe that you can get out of this situation and it'll be for the better. You don't have to be comfortable in the pain. You don't have to be comfortable in the memories. You can move forward, and you can move forward successfully. Believe that you are worth better. Believe that you are worth more than what you're giving yourself right now, or maybe what the people around you are giving you. And believe that you have the strength to do these things. You know, like, you have wants, you have hopes, you have goals. You know, you had a dream career as a child. Even if that was being a stay-at-home mom or dad, that's still a dream career. You know, you are worth your hopes and desires. You're worth your wishes. The next one is authority. And so this card, it doesn't come out very often for me. But this card is trust and believe that the universe is guiding you. Trust and believe that if somebody comes to you, you know, and they do have technical authority over you, whether it's a boss or, you know, maybe the person you're with is more like the Daughter of Wands, where they're like, I know what I want, and, you know, I want it this way. You know, trust and believe that sometimes that's for a reason. You know, they're not doing these things to hurt you. They're doing these things because it's their job, or because, you know, that's kind of how they see things. Like, maybe they see it, they're like, well, you know, maybe you need help in this area, so I'm going to help you in that area, even if you're over there like, I really don't. But that's how they see it. That's how they perceive it. Or, you know, that's their job at, you know, work. They're just doing their job. And trust and believe that the universe is also just doing their job. And, you know, these are things that you have to go through to keep progressing in your journey. So, and then the final one I have for you is nature. And nature is kind of what it sounds like. And getting out more into nature, you know, grounding yourself in nature, taking the time to be with Mother Earth, taking the time to let yourself rest and relax, taking the time to kind of control your surroundings, in the sense that, you know, if something's going on here, you don't have to stay there. You can move. You can go, like, you can walk away. You can go for a walk. You can go swim in a river. You can go, sorry, I'm just thinking about physical releases now. Like, you can go do these things. You don't have to stick around. You can change your location, and you can get out into nature, and you can enjoy yourself. And you can get more in tune with yourself and Mother Nature, which will also help you with these other things like self-worth and believing in yourself, balance, discernment, like getting out and being in Mother Nature, being in nature, being in forests, going on hikes, going to waterfalls. It's all connecting. It's all grounding. It's all entering the cycle of the energy, the like universal energy. But okay. So these final cards I have for you are my astrology cards. So I was going to call it my Astro deck, but it's my astrology cards. They're the second kind of general overview of your second half of 2019 that I'm going to give you. These ones, like I said, they're a little bit more direct and to the point. So the first one I have for you is Gemini, the butterfly. And if you started singing that slide song in your head, so did I. I don't know why. It kind of rhymed. So anyways, Gemini, the butterfly. Curious, communicative, versatile, flexible, variety-seeking, social, collaborative, brilliant, perceptive, connected, vocal, adaptive, street smart, mobile, studious, superficial, restless, and fidgety. So obviously everyone, or at least, you know, anyone into astrology kind of knows that the Gemini has two sides. Sorry, don't mind my foot. I'm sitting on a floor because I decided that was a good idea today instead of using my table. So my legs getting kind of tired. but Gemini, the butterfly. So there's good and bad sides to this, just like the balance card is showing. You know, like through all of this, you're figuring out what you need, what you don't need, what you want, what you don't want, what's serving you, what's not. And, you know, there's going to be these good things, but, you know, you got to know there's still going to be some boulders and rocks in the road. But the good things are going to start to slowly outweigh the bad a little bit. And so essentially I'm getting from this card, be open to new opportunities. Know that it's not always going to be perfect, but try to stay open to them, because most, or at least some of them, half, if you're really looking at the balance, are going to lead to bigger and better things. Are going to lead to good things, things that you want. And then you'll just have to use the discernment as to which ones are going to lead to that. Which ones are really going to serve your higher purpose and lead to what you want. So the second Astro card I have for you is the third house, which is perception. Okay. So this card says speech, thoughts, social media, excursions, dating, siblings, research, street life, circulation, discussions, surrounding, and sociability. So one of these things of perception is social media, and not letting social media rule your perceptions, because we've all heard the saying, you cannot trust and believe everything you see or read online. So, you know, take social media and what you're reading online as a grain of salt. Take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Same thing with this video. Like, it's so, technically it's on YouTube, it's social media. You know, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And I wouldn't want it any other way, because I'm not trying to force you to take information from me. But as well as, you know, in your daily life, like a big chunk of what you're doing here is changing perceptions. You're finding that silver lining. You're finding what makes you happy. You're finding what you feel like. You're finding your worth. You know, you're trying to change your perception. And quantum physics says, if I remember right, it takes a month to change your brain from doing one thing to doing another naturally. So it's like for a month, you're like, say you wake up and you're like, man, like I don't feel beautiful every day. Like it's going to take a month of you waking up and saying like, man, I feel beautiful today, or I feel gorgeous or pretty or handsome or whatever, to change that. So then in the morning, like you're no longer changing your thought process. You are just doing it. And the same thing with actions, like just to get up and like change this action every morning. That you, like maybe you take a shower and then you brush your teeth, but you want to brush your teeth and then take a shower. You know, it can take up to a month to officially change that. And it'll be faster for some people, slower for others. But in general, it's about a month. So be aware of that. Be aware that this is a journey. It's going to take some time. You know, you will have those, like I said, you'll have those bumps, bruises, and boulders. But it's for the better. So the last final card I have for you before we do a little recap is the Sun. Awesome card. This card is just about being. So it's your essence, your energy, your self-awareness, your life force, spirit, creativity, honor, masculinity, distinction, childishness, ego, individuality, solitude, expression, self-sufficiency, shine, heartbeat, and father. So that was a lot, and I feel like this card itself almost, to me at least, recaps this entire read. So it's it's being self-aware, it's finding that balance, getting yourself out of the void so you know that you're in a positive path, using that discernment, finding your self-worth, realizing that you are energetically here for a purpose. You are here for a reason, whether you know that reason or not yet. And figuring out, and I feel like, and this kind of makes sense with where you might be at if you're on the awakening journey, and you don't have to be for this reading, but if you are, one of the major words on that was ego. So it's starting to discern what things are your ego and what things are not, like what things are your higher self, and figuring out what is, so that way you can start to move into those higher emotional vibrations, because your ego is all the lower vibrational emotions. So when you start to learn and discern which is your ego and which is your higher self, you can start to kind of not necessarily push your ego out of the way, but essentially choose to go with a higher level emotion. So, you know, like maybe somebody tried to pull out in front of you while you were driving, instead of, you know, getting mad and having road rage, which we all know can be hard to do for a lot of us, including myself, is be like, you know what, obviously you needed to get somewhere faster than I did. We didn't get in an accident, thankfully. I hope you get to wherever you're going safely. And I know that that is a hard thing to do. That's a hard example, because we don't really think about it. It's very in the moment. But that is a way to go about it. That is an example. So, all right. Thank you, pile number 3, for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know this was kind of a long read, but I feel like it was needed, and well worth it for you guys. So, like I said, thank you for watching. I do have services available. I have tarot, pendulum, mediumship, and spiritual guidance sessions. I can also read past lives and connect with higher selves and spiritual guides. If you're interested in any of those, let me know, message me, email me, comment down here that you want to book a reading or something, and I will get a hold of you if you can't get a hold of me, or at least I will try to. All of my information will be down below. All of the decks I used will be listed down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome evening, night, morning, afternoon, whatever it is for you. Thank you, thank you. And now we move on to pile number 4. Over there. Okay, pile number 4. There we go. All right, the zebra pile. Sorry, no, it's not. It's gonna put me. The zebra pile. Put our little zebra right there. I think I'm gonna name him Ted. His name is Ted. All right, guys. So pile number 4. All right. So there's 5 decks in here. I will list all 5 decks in the bottom. So if I'm not listing them, that's why. This reading is all about the second half of 2019. I know we kind of just passed the half point of 2019, so we're going to get the rest of it. Alright, let's get started. This first card that I'm going to show you is going to show you what your second half of 2019 is all about, essentially. And it's weird, this pile, like every other pile had a bunch of these cards, but this pile is very specific. It only has one of these cards, and it's very like to the point, like this is what we want you to focus on. And you got, drum roll please, self-love. So self-love, that is a big one. It's all about knowing your worth, knowing that you are beautiful or handsome, knowing that you are in the skin you're in. You can control to a point the skin that you're in. You can make yourself happy with it. You can change your surroundings. You can change your, you can create this life that is going to help you love yourself, as well as accept yourself. I know that's a big one for a lot of people, on a lot of different levels. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into this, and I feel like we're going to be touching back on that card as we go. But this second deck is a chakra deck, and this is going to tell you which chakras, or which chakra to focus on, that your guides and angels really want you to focus on this second half of the year. So the first one is your throat chakra, and the card you got is expansion. So be open to new opportunities. Be open to new spiritual opportunities. Be open to a spiritual awakening of sorts. Be open to meditation. Be open to, these videos you're watching. Be open to exploring them, kind of exploring them on your own. Just learning more as much as you can when you can, in the stuff you're interested in. There's also, I don't always point this out, this card, but this woman, this is Mother Earth, and it shows that she's pregnant with the Earth. So this card can also, once in a while, represent, you know, maybe expanding your family, maybe a possible pregnancy, which also could have to do with self-love, because I know a lot of pregnant people, including myself, did not always believe that they were beautiful or accept themselves while they're pregnant, because your body changes so much. So if that is you, congratulations, you are beautiful. And you know, it's an awesome thing. It's not for everybody, but for the people it is for, congratulations. The second one is your heart chakra and trickery. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be some people in here watching this that are pregnant. And like I said, for those of you that are, congratulations. I don't know, it just kind of synced with trickery for me, you know, relationship problems and that kind of stuff. Hopefully that is not you, but if it is, watch your mind. This card doesn't actually mean trickery necessarily in the sense of, you know, people are duping you behind your back, or, you know, they're doing these things to you. It actually stands for your mind playing tricks on you, like your mind trying to present these opportunities to you, to go down these paths, to fall for these tricks, to change your ideals of these people. But it's really just like anxiety and tricks. It's tricks. Sorry, I know I keep using my hand down here, but that's what it is. It's tricks. Every once in a while, you know, it may be something that is, you know, it might be legit, but you really need to listen to your intuition and your heart on that, in the sense, you know, you need to work with your brain too. You got to try to have that fine balance. You're not just all in your heart and you're not just all in your head. So watch out for that kind of stuff. Don't let yourself fool yourself out of something good because your brain says it's bad, when it's actually not, or your heart says it's bad when it's really just scared from your past. Try to work on releasing that stuff a bit. All right, so the next cards I have for you are your tarot cards, which are going to get a little bit more specific with the stuff that it's talking about right now, for your second half of 2019. So the first one is, here, let me show you, is the Mother of Cups. And this is an awesome, awesome card. I love this card so much. It is typically a female, not always, but typically. Like, this is a very feminine spread to me. It's very feminine power. I really love it. I know that there, at some point or another, there's going to be someone watching this that does not identify. And that's why I don't know if you guys have kind of noticed me almost hesitating on some of my pronouns, or like trying to add in extra pronouns. Just because I'm talking about feminine power, this spread is still for you. I don't know why I keep using my hands, but this spread is still for you. Or if you're super masculine and you're watching this, it's still for you. I do feel a lot of feminine power from this, but that doesn't change the fact that you are also welcome to this spread. It just means that, you know, maybe your spirit guides want you to look a little bit more into your feminine side. They don't want you to be afraid of it, because there's nothing to be afraid of. But it's not just your feminine side. Like, your feminine side doesn't mean you need to go wear dresses and heels, or, you know, you need to start smelling the flowers a little bit more. But if you want to, totally go for it. It just means they want you to start kind of accepting that side of yourself. You know, you don't have to shut part of yourself out just because you're afraid of what someone else is going to think of you. That also plays into that trickery. And the expanding is kind of, you know, getting past that trickery, knowing that it doesn't matter if they do have a real problem with you, they're projecting themselves onto you more, like 90% of the time, if not more. So don't worry about that. Worry about yourself, take care of yourself, be happy with yourself, love yourself, accept yourself. I know that sometimes it's easier said than done, but you can do this, okay? I believe in you. You have people around you that believe in you, and you're starting to believe in yourself. Just continue down the journey. The next card, and funny that I was just talking about this, it's the there's a little twig on there. Seven of Swords. Sorry, the little twig is right there. And on some of the Swords cards, like, they try to trick, not really try to trick you, but sometimes it gets a little confusing. So, Seven of Swords. So, this card, I really do love this card. You know, you can see that this twig right here, this black twig, this, like, black sheep of the family over here, is standing alone with flames, okay? You are a leader. Like, you're going through all of this stuff for a reason, okay? Honestly, the message I usually get with this card is that you're going to end up sharing your story at some point, or even if it's just to one person, you are going to help someone with your story. Like, you are going through this for a reason. You're a leader. People are going to come to you for help. They're going to come to you for advice, and they're going to come to you looking for, you know, just wanting to know that they're not alone. You're going through this time of maybe feeling a little bit alone and not being super happy, but you are going to help people in the long run. And then the Ace of Pentacles. Show you. Ace of Pentacles. All right. So the Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning. It's can be a new business or career venture. It's also a good financial card. The Pentacles is a financial suit. So be aware that you may be coming into some new money, whether it be a promotion, a bonus, you know, something else. Sorry, for most people it's going to be a promotion or a bonus of some sort, or maybe, you know, starting a new business. Maybe it'll be successful pretty much right off the bat, which would be awesome. Because that's just always awesome to hear that people's ideas come to life so quickly. But, so no, you have a new beginning, you know, like, getting past this trickery and finding this love and expanding and all of that, it's going to lead you to this new beginning where you will be sharing your story, you will be helping people, and you may be coming into some money, which is always awesome, right? So, these next cards I have for you are angel cards, and then my astrology cards to, finalize the read. So the angel cards are like direct messages from your spirit guides and angels as to what they want you to be working on right now, what they want you to know, and what they want you to focus on. So the first one you got is learn something new, which also goes along with this awesome new beginning you're on, and the fact, so sorry guys, I just realized I pretty much skipped over the Mother of Cups other than just telling you that she's an awesome bird. It's creativity, it's psychic abilities, it's guidance from a maternal figure, and basically saying that, like, you know, especially with this learn something new in this new beginning, you have someone coming into your life that's going to help you. You have someone coming into your life that is going to help guide you. She's going to help you in general. And you may have psychic abilities, or, you know, maybe you're an empath. Oh, hi, kitty. That's my kitty zombie. You know, you have these things coming towards you. And, you know, be open to the possibilities. Be open to the opportunities with her. Because you can learn a lot from her. And she can also help you through this time of kind of being that leader. And helping you get to the point where you can be this leader. But, okay, so learn something new. Chances are you probably already have interest in this. Or you already, you know, kind of know that you want to learn it. Not necessarily true for everybody, but in most cases you already kind of have a feel that you want to come into something new. You're just not totally sure if you're ready for it or if it's going to be beneficial enough for you to take the time to learn it. Know that it is. The angels want you to know, like, they want you to jump into that. Go for it. Like this pretty angel, she's dipping her toe into this water. Maybe she's trying to learn how to swim. I don't know. But she's going ahead and she's starting to take that leap into it, and that's what they want you to do, is start to take that leap into this new thing, because it could be a possible business venture for you eventually. It could just be something that helps guide you through a lot of rough points in life. Whatever it is, they're saying go for it, take the leap. And if it leads to a complete job change, don't be afraid, okay? Just let it happen. Famous last words, just let it happen, man. Okay, so the next, I'm definitely thinking about food, just let it happen, because I make a lot of late night food. weird random fact about me. So it's like, just let it happen, man. I'm making the food. So the final angel card I got for you is Archangel Michael. You are being guided on this divine path, okay? You are being helped. He is with you at all times. Archangel Michael, amongst all the other gods, goddesses, and angels, and other beings out there, some of them, like gods, goddesses, and angels, have the ability to be infinite. They can be with everyone and nobody all at once. Like, you know, whatever. But I don't think they ever really choose to be with nobody. But they could be if they wanted to be. He's strength. He is divine path. He is be the warrior. He's do the thing. He is here to help you. He's here to guide you. He's here to help take away the fear. So if you're ever struggling with those things, know that he is one of your guides. He is here with you. Ask him to help you, and he will immediately get to work on helping remove the fear. And some of you, I'm also going to mention, Archangel Metatron is also with some of you. And I mean, any of you, like, you don't have to guess it. The angels are with you. Like, if you need one, they're there for you. You just have to be open to calling upon them. Send out a loud thought. Send out a prayer. Whatever you're open to, whatever you're available to. It can be internal, it can be external. They're both there to help guide you along your journey. So these final cards I have for you, my Astro cards, they're a little bit more real about the second half of 2019 for you. A little bit more direct. And so the first one I have for you is Capricorn, which is the boss. So some of you are definitely starting business ventures. With that new beginning, learning something new, and the guidance. Some of you are definitely starting new, which is awesome. Good luck to you. It is awesome owning your own business, working for yourself. And, okay, so the boss, Capricorn. Serious, authoritative, ambitious, realistic, structured, traditional, wise, enduring, accomplished, badass. It really says that, so pardon my language if you don't like it, but I'm just reading the card. Majestic, competent, prepared, down to earth, corporate, reserved, rigid, and disciplined. This card immediately tells me that you have and or are gaining everything you need to do what you want career-wise. And so for some of you, this reading will be career-wise, and, you know, maybe you're believing you're not good enough to do what you want, or, you know, you're just not there yet. Expand your consciousness, expand your mind, expand your perspectives, and that help is coming to you. That new beginning is here. It's ready for you. And for those of you know that you are ready for this new cycle of life that you're getting into. Like, you have everything you need for it. You're prepared for it. You don't have to be scared of it. The second card I got is Pluto, Transformation. And this card says renewal, inner resources, basic instinct, motivation, personal power, evolution, composting, cycles, death, rebirth, subversion, suspicion, obsession, intensity, reckoning, taboos, clearing, and extremes. Okay, so real quick, I did say death and I said rebirth and cycles. So I want to touch on those real quick, because I know sometimes people get a little weirded out when they hear death in a reading. That death is just the death of a cycle. It's just the death of something that you've already been going through. So that way you can have this rebirth, this new cycle, and this new beginning. But that's what this is all about, is this. Like, you're transforming yourself. You're becoming the best version of yourself so you can do what you want to do and do what you need to do for your purpose here on Earth, or just to make yourself happy in general, because that's really the purpose, is to make yourself happy and to help make others happy, right? I think that's the ultimate end goal, essentially, is to be in the highest vibration emotions and to make each other happy. And back to expansion, your final card for the reading is Jupiter, which is about expansion as well. So this card is enthusiasm, optimism, generosity, benevolence, beliefs, luck, seeking, travel, positivity, lectures, foreign cultures, teaching, pilgrimage, chance, expansion, leaping, exploration, and potential. That was a lot. But so, yeah, expanding yourself, expanding your perspectives, expanding what you want to do, really figuring it out. trying new things, learning, being open to new opportunities. That is everything that this is about, as well as, and it all comes back to the self-love, because if you don't love yourself, you're not willing to let yourself do these things. So you need to let go of what you're holding on to. You need to forgive yourself for your past, forgive yourself for what you've been through, accept that without it, you would not be who you are today. And know that, you know, this all kind of does stem back to self-love. Like, you're not gonna, if you don't love yourself, you're gonna say, I'm not worth trying those new things. I'm not, like, these tricks are real. Archangel Michael can't help me, which he definitely can. And it doesn't, like, Archangel Michael is what came forward. And for some of you, like I said, Archangel Metatron. But go with the deities you believe in. Like, just, if you're not big into angels, then call upon a god or a goddess that you believe in. Whatever, like, Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron are here for you guys, but they're not going to be hurt if you go to someone that you feel more comfortable with. Trust and believe that you can do this, and you can get past this, and you can love yourself, because you are beautiful, you are handsome, you are whatever you believe you are. So change those perspectives, expand your consciousness with this, and be open to that new beginning, and be open to share your story, because you are definitely going to help some people. But alrighty, thank you, pile number 4. This was awesome. Kind of short-ish, sweet and to the point, but a really good read overall. You guys have a very interesting second half of 2019 coming up. So just so you know, I do have services available. I have tarot reads, pendulum reads, mediumship reads, and spiritual guidance. I can connect with higher selves and spiritual guides. And I feel like some of you may need and or want some spiritual guidance. So if you do, you know, just get a hold of me. Email, message, throw a rock into the ocean with my name on it. It might eventually end up to me. Then like, follow, and subscribe. Watch for more videos, because I do have spiritual videos. I have a lot already posted. I'm working on making more to post. So just pay attention to the signs around you guys. All right, thank you. I hope you guys have a lovely night, evening, day, afternoon. And now it's time to move on to pile number 5. So pile number 5, my final pile, the pile with the key. I saved you guys the best for last. So I have 5 decks in here. I will put the names of all of them in the description. Don't worry about it. So if I'm not saying it, that's why. The first card, or a couple of cards, first card, is going to give you a general of what you should be focusing, or what the second half of 2019 is bringing to you. The cards in between are going to be more specific about what's going to happen, and the cards at the end, my Astro deck, are just more like a re-generalized view of it, but more direct and more precise. But okay, so let's jump into it. All right, so wow, I love this card so much. So your first card, which is what your second half of 2019 is all about, is wisdom. All right, we will lay wisdom right there. Let me just get rid of that really quick, because it's beeping obnoxiously. So wisdom, trust your intuition, trust your guidance, trust the signs around you. Everything you need, you have. You just need to trust and believe that you know what to do with it. Like, presented with an issue, like maybe you're that person who, like maybe, you know, something terrible is maybe not terrible, but like rough is happening around you, but you stay calm every time. And you're like, and everybody else is freaking out, and you're like, okay, like, you take the lead. Like, you just know what to do. And I'm feeling like some of you are definitely psychic or have psychic abilities, whether you know or not. Like, you're definitely going to be one of the clairs, like clairsentient, clairaudient, clairvoyant. You have someone on the other side feeding you information, or you just know from past lives, or whatever the case may be. Like, you definitely have some inner wisdom to you, like you're an old soul. And I really feel like a lot of you definitely do fit into that old soul category, and you probably fit into more categories that we could definitely talk about in a private reading, or I have other videos coming out that may touch on those subjects later on. So the second cards that are going to come out with are chakra cards, and they're going to show you which chakras you should be focusing on in the second half of 2019, and which areas, like why you need to be focusing on those. So the first one is your sacral chakra, which is the orange chakra. So I always get the S's kind of confused, so I got to take a second and think about it. So it says completion. So there's some stuff in your life that, you know, has kind of come to an end. The card itself does show someone passing, which could be, but it doesn't have to be a person. It could be just a relationship. It could be a job. It could be a hobby. Something that was really important to you came to an end, and you're just kind of struggling to let it go. And know that it came to an end for a reason. It definitely doesn't have to be a happy ending. Obviously, struggling to let it go probably wasn't a happy ending. Or maybe it was, you're just, you know, you liked it so much, you're just really struggling to let it go. But know that it's time to at least let it go to a point where you can start to move forward. And I know that some of you are not moving forward, whether you say you are or not, because the next card is your throat chakra, and it's isolation. So you're not sharing your emotions, you're not talking about your emotions, you're kind of just holding it in. Maybe you feel like no one wants to listen, or maybe you're trying to be strong for everybody else around you. But know that you need to let it out, whether it's actually talking to somebody, writing it down, just dancing, walking, like physical release, creative release, painting, making collages, whatever you're into, let it out, and also go out and have some fun. Like, obviously, like, this is a suit that I think still has a tag on it. Like, the story behind this card is basically, like, this person bought this suit, and they keep saving it for a special occasion, but that special occasion, like, an occasion special enough for it never arises, so the suit is never used. So stop waiting for these good things to just come to you. Make it happen. You don't have to isolate yourself from the world. You don't have to isolate yourself from sharing your emotions. You can do this. You can get past this point to a point where you can move forward, and you don't have to keep this suit in the closet anymore, okay? You can put that dress on. You can put that suit on, and you can go out. Whether you take yourself out or you go out with friends, you know, you can do these things. You can move forward in life. All right. So the next card, oh, and also, sorry, it's coming through. No, the people around you that you're isolating yourself from, you do not have to do that. You know, for some of you, there may be a couple of people that, yeah, you're like, you know, I do need to cut them out. But there are new people waiting for you. There are new people coming to you. There are new people the universe is sending your way. But you can't meet them if you're in your house all the time, if you're on the couch or on the chair or in bed. And you may not be able to meet them if you're just going to work and then home. Like, you may have to expand where you're going for a little bit. You may have to go out and have some fun, find some friends, meet some new people. All right. I just forget. All right, we're going with this one. Sorry. So the next card you got is an emotional card, the Seven of Cups. This is also a changing your perspective kind of card. Obviously, there is 1 upright cup and 6 downright cups. So, you know, you're struggling right now. You've lost things. You know, you're not sure of where you're going. But you have this wisdom to you that you know that what you're doing is not necessarily good for you, or it doesn't need to keep lasting like this. You know that this happened for a reason. You know that this happened for the better. You know that this person you lost is happier. You know that you're happier without them, or, you know, maybe they're not suffering anymore. Maybe you can even connect to them. Maybe maybe if they passed on, maybe you are a medium, but you're still struggling. And that's okay. There's no real way to mourn, but you have to at least get to this point where you can move forward and you can start changing your perspective. And if you're not mourning a person, you might be mourning a hobby or a job, like I said. You have to get to this point where you can start changing your perspective back, so you can start getting that positive outlook again. You can start getting that happiness back. Because this one cup, like, it's trying to go towards the sun. But all the other cups are kind of going down towards the night because they're like, no. But you need to start changing your perspective so you can get all of these cups upright towards the sun. All right. And the next card, I think this is the 8. I'm sorry, I'm saying I think. I know the card's meaning, but I'm not, I always forget how many sticks are on this card because they're all together. So I'm sorry, that's kind of unprofessional of me, but I'm honest. This card is entanglement. It's kind of disarray. It's depression. You're really in this funk, man or woman. You are in this funk and you're not, you know that you need to get out of it, and you know that maybe you've been in these funks before. It could be reoccurring, and you know almost how to get yourself out of it, but you just maybe don't have the will or the, like, motivation to get out of it. Let's see what else you got. Strength. You have the power to get out of this. And then the 5 of Wands. Sorry, this card also kind of ties in with the, like, you're just not feeling connected. You're not, you're kind of like, maybe your group is kind of falling apart. Like, you feel alone. You don't have a lot of friends around you. There was maybe arguments, disarray. There's just this funk going on, man. Like, you have the wisdom to get out. You have the strength to get out, but you're just kind of not getting out. All right, let's see what the angels and spirit guides have to say. So these next cards, like I said, the spirit guides and angels, it's kind of like direct messages. They're typically about emotions, but not always. So let's see what we got for you. So, Mother Mary, the mother of all mothers. She is here to help guide you. She's here to help nurture you. She's here to love you. She wants you to know that, you're not alone. You're not, you don't have to stay in this funk. If you need like a mother's shoulder to cry to, Mother Mary's here for you. Call upon her. If you need some clarity or guidance, call upon her. She's here for you. And the next one is release and relax. Let yourself off the hook. You do not need to be holding on to all this stuff. Okay? You don't need to stay in this funk. It's turning, I feel like for some of you it's turning to a point where it's affecting you more so, to a point where it's really becoming not good for you. If you need to ask for help, ask for help. Those people are out there. Okay, those people surrounding you, those friends that you have that maybe you don't feel so connected to right now, maybe you had a fallout with them. If you're at this point where, you're kind of like breaking, you really don't know how to get out of this funk. Like, you have the wisdom, you have the strength, but you're just not seeing it. Call upon those friends. They're not going to turn you down if you're in a low point, okay? So, the final cards I have for you are the astrology cards, which are the ones that are a little bit more to the point. And so the first one I have is communication. Sorry, I totally could have said that differently. So it's communication from Mercury. So I was kind of like, okay, like, yeah, we just literally just talked about this. So communication. So it says words, thoughts, analysis, information, learning, trade, ideas, smarts, reporting, awareness, vision, lens, palette, perception, curiosity, narrative, muse, and wonder. So, aside from what it said on the bottom, I'm getting that you guys need to pull this communication. You need to start using this communication skill that you do have. And also, like, from the bottom, analyze the situation. Be a realist in this situation for yourself. Tell yourself what what is real, what's not real, what is okay to continue, what is not okay to continue. Change your thought processes. Thoughts is one of the first ones on here. Words, use your words, communicate with people, let them know that you're struggling, let them know, like, just vent to somebody. If that's all you can do, then do it. If you can even just send out like a hey, like a hi, communicate with somebody, let them know, let somebody know that, you know, you're not in a great point right now. You don't have to go through this alone. Just because you have the wisdom and strength does not mean you have to go through this alone. And it's coming through. The message I'm getting is, and honestly, this, like, I'm so sorry, this is probably going to sound harsh or brash, but it's coming through that it's not as hard as it has to be. Or it's not as hard as you're making it out to be. And I know that that's not always the thing you want to hear, and it's not, and it's easier said than done, but, you know, I know it's hard to force yourself to do stuff sometimes. I know. I've been there. I've been literally through this. But, like, multiple times I've been through this. But, you know, if you can get yourself to make that, to start that one text, or, you know, hit that call button one time, or pull your boss aside, or pull a coworker aside, or a friend, and just let them know, like, be like, hey, like, can you talk, or could you hang out with me for a little while? Even if we're not talking, like, could you just be with me so I'm not alone? You know, something that just gets the ball rolling, that helps get the motivation started a little bit, you know? And even if it takes more than once of sitting there in silence, which is somebody else in the room with you, it's for a reason, it's for a purpose. Like, you are not supposed to stay in this funk. You are supposed to get out of this funk. And then the final card I have for you is assets, and it's the second house. And so, I mean, that kind of also tells me maybe you did lose a job and you kind of don't really know where you're going with this. Or maybe, you know, you lost something else that was more materialistic, and you don't know where you're going. Maybe you lost your housing, and that's awful. Like, if you know, whatever you lost, I'm so sorry. Like, this is, like, I know, like, this stuff's so rough to go through. It's hard, and a lot of times you don't know what you're doing. But this card, so it reads, material world, possessions, finance, talent, values, solidity, worthiness, wardrobe, luxuries, credit score, security, and aesthetics. So the words that really stood out on there for me, for you guys, was talent, values, and worthiness. And finance, but not as much as the others. So if this was a job, or it was a situation where, you know, you lost something more materialistic, know that, one, you're worthy of getting that thing back, or getting something bigger or better or equal to it. You have the talent and you have the worthiness, but maybe you need to kind of change your perspective a bit. You need to change it so, you know, maybe you're not, you know, maybe you need to change it so it's also helping other people, or, you know, it's for the higher good. It's not just to have it. It's, you know, I need this so I can help other people with the highest good, or I need this for my highest good, so I can go and do what I need to do to help this society. I feel like, and like I said, I'm so sorry. I feel like some of this is coming off, you know, on a little maybe too honest or brash, but someone watching this at some point, because this is not necessarily a timeless video, but someone watching this at some point was greedy with their stuff, and they lost it, and they don't know what to do now that they don't have it. For you, my dear lovely, you really need to step back and analyze everything. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's the beginning of something new for you. It's the beginning to a new journey, but you need to step back. You need to analyze it. You need to analyze what happened, why it happened, accept why it happened, and accept that, you know, you need to tweak some stuff with yourself. You need to be right with yourself, and you need to be right with the fact that you don't actually need these things, or maybe you do, but you also need to know that you need them for more reasons than just to have them. And you need to be more grateful for them. You need to show the universe gratitude for these things, not just having them to have them or having them to show off to the world. Like, you have these things so you can provide for yourself, so you can help other people. Essentially, like, you know, it doesn't have to be that direct, but essentially, like, you know, these are the things that you're going to be doing. So you really need to show more gratitude for these things. But alright, so there's a few different storylines going on in this read, so it was a little jumpy. But I really feel like there's going to be at least a couple of each of you watching this. So I wanted to make sure I touched on, you know, a couple of the different paths that this was taking. But for whatever you lost, I'm so sorry. You do not need to hold on to it anymore. You do not need to stay in this struggle and this funk. Call upon Mother Mary. Call upon your friends. Ask Mother Mary to send you new people that understand what you're going through. Use your wisdom. Use your strength and your powers that you have to release this stuff, and acknowledge that you needed it for this reason. You don't need it anymore. Now you need this. And, you know, start putting it out there. Start working towards it. Start trying to gain it. And good luck to you all. This was a very more intense read. So take some time with this. Really feel it out. Let it resonate with you. Let it, in a sense, like, let it, you know, don't force it to resonate, but unless it just clicked, then, you know, that's not forcing it, it's just letting it happen. But yeah, wow, this was an interesting read. If this resonated with you, like, subscribe, follow, hit that notification bell so you can get more videos from me, and you can get notified when I do have more videos coming out. I do have, you know, if you want a more in-depth reading on this, or you want a more in-depth reading just in general, or just to book a service, I have tarot, pendulum, mediumship, and spiritual guidance. I can connect with higher selves, I can read past lives, and I can connect with spirit guides. And I also work with some past life karma and stuff like that, and soulmates and twin flames. So if any of that interests you, or, you know, you're listening to this and you're like, wow, I want to know more, feel free to message me, email me, get a hold of me some way, somehow. My information will be down below, to book with me, and we will definitely go over this. And if you want to share something with me, feel free to comment it. Go for it. Like I said, all of my information will be in the bottom, like in the description. Feel free to contact me. And I hope that, 1, you get out of this funk soon, and 2, that you guys have a lovely rest of your morning, evening, afternoon, nighttime, whatever it is for you, okay? Thank you so much for watching. You guys were awesome. Love, light, and all of the above. Bye.